Explanation is confession. The moment you try to explain your boundaries to a toxic person, you have already dissolved them. You are negotiating your right to exist, and in the court of a manipulator, the defense attorney is always the first to be defeated. They don't disrespect you because they misunderstand you. They disrespect you because they have calculated the cost of doing so and found it to be zero. They view you as a resource, a vending machine of emotional supply. You don't ask a vending machine for permission to kick it when your snack gets stuck. You just kick it. Most advice tells you to communicate better, to use I statements to teach people how to treat you. This is dangerous naivety. You cannot teach someone who is actively studying your syllabus to exploit the loopholes. There is a psychological override switch, a mechanism that forces the human brain to reassess a target from prey to predator in less than 3 seconds. It requires no shouting, no arguments, and crucially, it requires you to abandon the one thing you think saves you, your desire to be understood. I'm going to give you the code to rewrite their perception of you. But be warned, once you do this, the dynamic shifts permanently. You will not be liked, but you will no longer be easy to target. Let's dismantle the illusion. Disrespect is not an accident. It is a compliance test. In biological systems, predators prod. They test the edges of the herd. They are not confronting yet. They are gathering data. They are checking for a limp. When a toxic colleague talks over you in a meeting or a narcissistic partner makes a joke about your insecurity in front of friends, they are not being thoughtless. They are running a diagnostic. They are asking, how much territory can I annex before this person defends the border? If you get angry, you fail. Anger tells them you are wounded. Wounded animals are easy to steer. If you stay silent and look down, you fail. Submission tells them you are domesticated. Domesticated animals exist to be used. The mistake you have made, the mistake we all make, is assuming the toxic person is operating on a moral frequency. You think if you just explain how much it hurts, they will stop. They won't. To them, your pain is not a deterrent. It is validation. It proves they have impact. It proves they are shaping your reality. So how do you pass the compliance test? You do not fight the test. You grade it. You must enter a state I call the clinical detachment. Imagine a surgeon looking at a tumor. The surgeon does not hate the tumor. The surgeon does not yell at the tumor. The surgeon observes it, analyzes its dimensions, decides how to remove it. There is no emotion, only procedure. Let's look at history to understand power. Consider the Cold War. The entire stability of the world rested on mutually assured consequences. If you act, I act, we both lose. It was a balance of tension. Toxic relationships are often an asymmetric conflict. They use insults, triangulation, gaslighting, and you respond with feelings. You try to use diplomacy against someone playing a completely different game. You need to introduce psychological asymmetry. This means your reaction must never match the energy they project. If they are hot, angry, shouting, aggressive, you become absolute zero. Calm, factual, slow. If they are cold, silent, treatment, withholding, icy, you become warm, unbothered, busy, engaged with others. You become the glitch in their algorithm. The toxic mind relies on predictability. A narcissist knows exactly which buttons to push to get a specific yield of supply. If they push the guilt button and you dispense an apology, the machine works. If they push the rage button and you dispense a confrontation, the machine works. When you apply asymmetry, the machine jams. Let's simulate this. They say you're too sensitive. That's why nobody likes you. The old you, the victim. That's not true. Why would you say that? I have plenty of friends. Result, you are defending. You are validating their judgment. You are feeding the machine. The new you, the architect. You pause. You hold eye contact for 3 seconds. Too long to be polite. Too short to be aggressive. You say with a flat, clinical tone, "That is a fascinating thing for you to say out loud," and then you go back to what you were doing. Notice what happened there. You didn't deny it. Denying it implies their opinion has weight. You didn't push back emotionally. Pushing back implies they are a worthy opponent. You labeled their behavior fascinating. You looked at them like a bug in a jar. You just signaled, "I am not part of your play. I am the critic sitting in the audience watching your performance." There is a concept in interrogation called the dead drop. When an interrogator is trying to break a suspect, They look for hooks, emotional hooks. They try to find what the suspect cares about. Family, freedom, reputation. Once they find the hook, they pull. The dead drop is when the suspect gives them nothing to hook onto. It is different from the gray rock method you might have heard of. Gray rock is passive. It is hiding. It is hoping the difficult person loses interest. The dead drop is active. It is intentional boredom. I want you to recall the story of Diogenes the Cynic. When Alexander the Great, one of history's most powerful rulers, approached him expecting reverence, Diogenes remained resting in the sunlight and treated the encounter with complete indifference. That psychological posture is what matters here. This is the ultimate disruption to a narcissist, indifference to their hierarchy. Toxic people believe they are the main character. When you disrespect them back, you are playing the villain. You are still a supporting actor in their movie. When you treat them with mundane indifference, you are telling them they are an extra in your movie. How do you execute this? 1. The broken record of facts. Do not engage with their narrative. Engage only with the undeniable physical reality. If they say you're useless, you never do anything right regarding the dishes. You do not say, I do everything around here. You say, the dishes are done. They are in the rack. They escalate. You have such an attitude. You say, the dishes are clean. You strip the conversation of adjectives. Adjectives are emotional handles. Nouns and verbs are facts. Stick to nouns and verbs. 2. The 80-20 eye contact rule. When they are ranting, look at their forehead, not their eyes. It is subtle, but it is unnerving. It signals that you are looking at them, not connecting with them. It breaks the limbic resonance. They cannot sync with your fear if you are not locking into their emotional state. To truly master this, you must understand the economy of the interaction. Every interaction with a toxic person is a transaction. They are buying significance. They are paying with provocation. If they provoke you and you react, they have purchased a feeling of significance. They feel powerful because they influenced your emotional state. You must close the shop. But here is the dark truth that few discuss. You are attached to the transaction too. You are attached to the hope that this time they will understand. You are attached to the potential of who they could be. This is intermittent reinforcement. It is the same psychological mechanism that keeps people attached to slot machines. Most of the time the machine takes your money, disrespect, but occasionally, very occasionally, it gives you a payout. Love, kindness, praise. Because the payout is unpredictable, your brain releases more dopamine than if it were consistent. You are emotionally bonded to this dynamic. To stop the disrespect, you must break your own attachment. You must realize that the nice version of them is not the real person. The nice version is the bait. The harsh version is the hook. They are the same object. You cannot embrace the bait without accepting the hook. Let's go deeper into the mechanics of verbal judo. Toxic people rely on projection. They take their own shame, their own insecurity, and project it onto you so they don't have to carry it. When they call you selfish, it is usually because they are demanding you serve them. When they call you crazy, it is because they are losing control of the script. The return to sender protocol is a method of verbally handing the baggage back to them. It requires short, piercing questions. Statements are defensive. Questions are assertive, scenario. They are yelling at you, accusing you of ruining their life. Standard reaction: crying, apologizing, defending. Protocol reaction: wait for a pause. Keep your face completely relaxed. Ask, does yelling make you feel better? Note the phrasing. You didn't ask, why are you yelling? Which asks for an explanation. You asked about the function of the behavior. You're asking, is this performance working for you? Another phrase: I can see you are very upset. I will come back when you have regulated your emotions. Then, and this is the hardest part, you leave. You do not storm out. Storming out is a reaction. You walk away at a normal pace. You go to the bathroom. You go for a walk. You physically remove yourself from the situation. They will follow up. They will text you. They will say you are running away. Let them. You are conditioning the pattern like Pavlov's experiment. Stimulus, they yell; response, your presence vanishes. If they want your presence, which they do because they need emotional supply, they must learn that disrespect equals distance. The greatest weapon they have against you is your own expectation of fairness. You operate on the social contract. If I am good to you, You should be good to me. They operate on a one-sided contract. If you are good to me, you are weak and I will take more. You must let go of the expectation of fairness. This sounds bleak. It is not. It is liberating. When you expect a viper to bite, you're not surprised when it strikes. You wear boots. You don't get angry at the snake for being a snake. You simply don't walk barefoot in the grass. Stop expecting them to change. Stop waiting for the apology. The apology may never come, and even if it does, it may be empty currency. When you let go of the need for them to be good, you strip them of the power to disappoint you. Disappointment implies you had hope. Observation implies you knew what was coming. Become an observer. There is the insult right on schedule. There is the gaslighting, just like page 42 of the textbook. When you predict their behavior, you simplify their complexity. You reduce them to a predictable pattern, and it is impossible to be intimidated by a pattern that you already understand. We need to build your internal architecture. The techniques, the dead drop. The clinical gaze are the software, but we need to upgrade your hardware. Why does their disrespect hurt? Because a part of you agrees with them. If a toddler walked up to you and said, "You are a purple dinosaur," you wouldn't be offended. You would laugh. You know it's not true. But if a toxic person says you are unlovable, it cuts deep. Why? Because you fear it might be true. They are echolocating your wounds. They send out insults like sonar pings, waiting to see where the signal bounces back. If you have a wound regarding your intelligence, they will find it. If you have a wound regarding your body image, they will find it. To become immune to disrespect, you must become self-sourced. This means your value is determined by an internal audit, not an external market price. You must know your flaws better than they do. If you accept your flaws, they cannot be used against you. Eminem did this in the final rap, Battle of 8 Mile. He listed every single bad thing about himself before his opponent could. I am white. I am a bum. I do live in a trailer with my mom. He said it all. When he finished, his opponent had nothing left to say. The ammunition was gone. You must do this internally. Yes, I'm sensitive. Yes, I am struggling financially right now. Yes, I have anxiety. Own it. Radical acceptance. Once you own the narrative, they cannot lease it out to you at a high interest rate. We are now entering the most intense phase of the protocol. You have applied the dead drop. You have established clinical detachment. You are using the return to sender method, and you expect logically that they will stop. They will not yet. They will escalate. In behavioral psychology, this is called the Extinction Burst. Think of an elevator button. You press it. The elevator doesn't come. What do? Do you walk away immediately? No, you press it again harder repeatedly. You mash the button. You get frustrated. You might even hit the door. Only then, when the machine proves it is truly dead, do you take the stairs. When you stop reacting to a toxic person, you have cut the wires to their button. Clears throat. They are not going to shrug and walk away. They are going to mash the button. They will try to make you jealous. They will spread rumors, start a reputation attack. They will bring up your past mistakes. They will accuse you of being cold, harmful, or narcissistic. Projection. They are throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks. Most people fail here. They see the escalation and think, oh no, I've made it worse. I better apologize to keep the peace. Do not fold. The escalation is not a sign of failure. It is a sign of success. It means they are panicking. It means the old keys don't unlock you anymore. The storm is loudest right before the structure collapses. You must hold the line to withstand the extinction burst. You need armor. The heaviest tool they wield is shame. They use shame to control you. You should be ashamed of yourself for treating me this way. I want to introduce you to a stoic practice that aligns with modern self-mastery principles. Robert Greene often explores deliberately becoming less dependent on public approval, training your nervous system to survive judgment without collapsing. You must apply this protocol. When the toxic person tries to shame you, lean into it. Don't hide from the accusation. Wear it like an ill-fitting uniform. They say you are being so selfish. You simply nod. I am focusing on myself right now. Yes, they say you look terrible in that. You say I am comfortable. When you agree with the premise of their attack or simply refuse to be embarrassed by it, you disarm the impact. Shame requires buy-in. If you don't buy it, they can't sell it. This brings us to a tactical maneuver known in assertiveness training as fogging. Imagine throwing a rock into a dense fog bank. Does the fog break? No. Does the fog throw the rock back? No, the fog simply absorbs the rock. There is no impact. The rock disappears. Toxic people want a hard surface to strike against. They want resistance. Resistance creates friction, and friction creates heat drama. Fogging is the art of agreeing with the truth, the possibility, or the principle of what they say without agreeing to their demand. Let's look at the mechanics. Criticism. You're incompetent. You messed up this whole project. Defensive response. No, I didn't. It was Mark's fault. Hard surface resistance. Fogging response. You're right. There were definitely errors in the project. I can see why you're frustrated. You agreed with the truth. There were errors. You validated their emotion, frustration. But you did not accept the identity of incompetent. You offered no resistance. The rock passed right through you. Criticism. If you leave me, you'll end up alone. No one else will want you. Fogging response. That is a possibility. The future is uncertain. This is deeply unsettling to a manipulator. They are trying to trigger fear. You are responding with philosophical logic. You are not fighting the prophecy. You are simply noting it as one of many potential outcomes. It makes you sound sane and it makes them sound hysterical. Be vigilant of the peace offering. In unhealthy relationship cycles, after the explosion comes the honeymoon phase, or in more calculated dynamics, love bombing. They will come to you with a gift, a favor, a sudden shift in mood. I made your favorite dinner. I bought those tickets you wanted. This is the Trojan horse. The Greeks didn't breach Troy by knocking down the walls. They breached it by appealing to the Trojans' vanity and piety. They left a gift. The Trojans dragged the gift inside the walls themselves. When you accept a favor from a toxic person during a conflict, you are accepting a debt. The moment you eat the dinner or take the tickets, the social contract reactivates. You are now obligated to be nice. You are obligated to drop your boundaries. If you maintain your boundaries after taking the gift, you become the bad guy. After all I did for you, you're still acting like this. The rule of zero debt. During the detoxification phase, accept nothing. Thank you, but I've already eaten. That's a generous offer, but I can't go. Keep the gates of Troy shut. Do not let the wooden horse in, no matter how beautifully carved it is. Free things from toxic people are often the most expensive things you will ever own. You need to shift your self-perception from a person to a sovereign state. A country has borders. It has visa laws. It has trade regulations. If a neighboring country keeps dumping toxic waste across the border, the sovereign state doesn't cry about it. It doesn't ask, why do they hate us? It imposes sanctions. It builds a wall. It closes the embassy. You must view your energy as a natural resource like oil or gold. The toxic person is a foreign power, trying to extract your resources without paying for them. Sanctions protocol. If they disrespect you, trade stops. You don't talk about their day. You don't help them find their keys. You don't offer emotional support. You engage in essential services only. I am taking the kids to school. The rent is due on the 1st, that is it. The fun parts of you, your humor, your empathy, your stories are high-value exports. Stop giving them to a nation that is damaging your ports. They will accuse you of punishing them. You are not punishing. You are protecting. There is a massive difference. Punishment is about causing them distress. Protection is about preventing your own distress. The result may look the same to them. Loss of access, but the intent is entirely different. And the intent changes your vibe from spiteful to unbothered. We arrive now at the title of this video. Do this once. Toxic people will never disrespect you. What is the once? Is it a sentence, a look, a confrontation? No, the once is an internal event. It is a psychological shift. You must once and for all let go of the hope. This sounds heavy. It is the only path to freedom. The root of your suffering is not their behavior. It is your hope that their behavior will change. You are holding on to a potential version of them that does not exist. You are attached to a ghost. You keep explaining yourself because you hope they will finally get it. You keep pushing back because you hope they will admit they are wrong. You keep staying because you hope the person they were in the beginning will return. You must look at them with your clinical detachment and accept this is who they are. This is all they are capable of. They may never change. They may never understand, and I'm okay with that. Radical acceptance. When you let go of the hope, you weaken their power over you. You cannot be disappointed by a person you have no expectations of. You cannot be manipulated by a person you do not need validation from. The moment you truly accept that they are a scorpion, and that stinging is simply what scorpions do, you stop trying to teach them to be a puppy. You stop sticking your hand in the cage. This is the moment the switch flips. The moment you realize I am not waiting for you to be better anymore. I am proceeding with my life as if you will always be this way. That shift in your energy is palpable. They will feel it. They will feel the tether snap. They will know instinctively that you have emotionally stepped away, even if your body is still sitting in the chair. Here is the paradox. When you finally stop caring, when you stop trying to please them, when you treat them with the polite indifference of a stranger, that is often when they start to respect you. Not the respect of love, but the respect of caution. They respect power, and self-control is the ultimate power. When they realize they can no longer trigger you, they will likely move on to an easier target. Difficult people look for visible weak points. If you don't show them, they lose interest. You will have peace, but it will not be the peace of a warm hug. It will be the peace of a fortress. Quiet, secure, unshakable. You may lose the relationship, but you will regain your peace of mind, and that is a trade you should make every single day. So the next time the insults fly, do not raise your shield. Do not draw your sword. Simply look at the fog. Look at the sunlight. Let the words pass through you, because you are no longer there to receive them. You have already risen above the pattern. But be warned, when you build a fortress, you must be careful not to lock yourself inside alone. There is a way to have boundaries without becoming cold. There is a way to be strong without losing your humanity. That balance is the hardest out of all, and most people swing too far into the darkness and become the very thing they fought against. How do you keep your heart soft while keeping your walls hard? That is a secret for the initiated. If you're still here, you're not like the others. Subscribe if you haven't.